Hello, I'm Miss Ginger, and today I'm delighted to be reading to you Amazing Grace by Mary Hoffman and Carolyn Bench. This is one of the most wonderful stories of a little girl who is so resilient and confident and believes in her dreams, and she does not get discouraged when others tell her she can't, because she knows that she can. Grace was a girl who loved stories. She did not mind if they were read to her, or told to her, or made up in her own head. She did not care if they were in books, or in movies, or out of her Nana's long memory. Grace just loved all stories. After she had heard them, and sometimes while they were still going on, Grace would act them out, and she always gave herself the most exciting part. Grace went into battle as Joan of Arc, or wove a wicked web as Anansi the spider. She hid inside the wooden horse at the gates of Troy, and she went exploring for lost kingdoms, and she sailed the 7 seas with a peg leg and a pirate, and her cat. And she was Hiawatha, sitting by the shining big sea water, and she was Mowgli in the backyard jungle. Most of all, Grace loved to act out adventure stories and fairy tales. When there was no one else around, Grace played all the parts herself. She set out to seek her fortune with no companion but her trusty cat, and she found a city with streets paved in gold. Or she was Aladdin, rubbing the magic lamp to make the genie appear. Sometimes she could get Ma and Nana to join in when they weren't too busy. And then she played Dr. Grace, and their lives were in her hands. One day, Grace's teacher said they would do the play Peter Pan. Grace knew who she wanted to be. When she raised her hand, Raj said, "You can't be Peter, that's a boy's name." But Grace kept her hand up. "You can't be Peter," whispered Natalie. "Peter Pan wasn't black." Grace kept her hand up. "All right," said the teacher. "It looks like lots of you want to play Peter Pan, so I will give you some lines to practice, and we will have auditions next week to choose parts." When Grace got home, she seemed sad. "What's the matter?" asked Ma. "Raj says I can't play Peter Pan because I'm a girl." "Well, that just shows what Raj knows," said Ma. "A girl can be Peter Pan if she wants to." Grace cheered up for a minute. "Excuse me, Luna, lay down." Quiet. Thank you. But then she remembered something else. Natalie says I can't be Peter Pan because I'm black." Ma looked angry. But before Ma could speak, Nana said, "Well, it seems that Natalie is another someone who doesn't know nothing. You can be anything you want, Grace, if you put your mind to it." Luna, lay down. Luna. Go ahead, lay down. Sorry. On Saturday, Nana told Grace they were going out. In the afternoon, they caught a bus and a train into town. Nana took Grace to a grand theater, and the sign outside read, "Rosalie Wilkins in Romeo and Juliet," in sparkling lights. "Are we going to the ballet, Nana?" asked Grace. "We are, honey, but first I want you to take a good look at that poster, Grace." Grace looked up and saw a beautiful young ballerina in a tutu, and above the dancer it said, "Stunning New Juliet." "That one is little Rosalie from back home in Trinidad," said Nana. "Her granny and me, we grew up together on the island. She's always asking me, do I want tickets to see her Rosalie dance? So this time I said yes." After the ballet, Grace played the part of Juliet, dancing around her room in her imaginary tutu. "I can be anything I want," thought Grace. On Monday, the class met for auditions to choose who was best for each part. When it was Grace's turn to play Peter, she knew exactly what to do and all the words to say. She had been Peter Pan all weekend. She took a deep breath and imagined herself flying. When it was time to vote, The class chose Raj to be Captain Hook and Natalie to be Wendy, and there was no doubt who would play Peter Pan. Everyone voted for Grace. "You were fantastic," whispered Natalie. The play was a big success, and Grace was an amazing Peter Pan. After it was all over, she said, "I feel as if I could fly all the way home." "You probably could," said Ma. "Yes," said Nana. "If Grace puts her mind to it, she can do anything she wants." The end. Thank you for listening.